Portland, Oregon. I used to live in the Bay. I didn't want to live in Portland. Pandemic. You're caught up. Great. Portland, the streets are tough out there in a weird way. I say that because my 2004 Honda Civic was recently broken into and someone stole all of my CDs. That's what's going on in Portland. People are stealing antiquated media. That is, someone in Portland, Oregon right now is driving around to some new, stop, drop, 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 drop. The DMX CD skips a lot. It is dark and hell is hot if you think that one's getting past track 2. That is old CD. I've been buying CDs since I was 12 years old. I'm 37 now, so quite a swath of music that I've collected through the years. Some of those CDs I'm glad to be rid of. I would always get myself in trouble when I was going to the grocery store listening to jock jams. I don't know if you've ever been on the way to buy a week's worth of food and getting motivational ESPN compilations pumped into your brain, but on the way to the grocery store, it's like, I was in there pushing that cart around like, whoa, I'm gonna turn this thing around, grab vitamins and supplements, and then you get to the checkout and realize that you don't have the financial buying power to be a better person. I'm just gonna put some of this stuff back real quick. This is embarrassing. I was listening to jock jams. Some of the CDs that were embarrassing, I drive around with comics a lot, and anytime I have a passenger in the car, we're on a long road trip, and they're flipping through that huge CD wallet, the inevitable question would always pop up, what's up with Kids Bop 96, Jordan? You know, you don't know nothing about Kids Bop 96. That was the first time that they ever made adult music where they fudged the lyrics a little bit to make it more child accessible, right? And they did not have that formula dialed in first time. There were some questionable tracks on there. There's this one track that was very uncomfortable. It went, you're friendly, that's real cool, let's do it, math homework. Like, what the fuck is this? Sitting here flossing, trying to impress the dentist. Like, who is listening to? I just want to listen to, Spotify in my car, because I pay for that, That's a streaming music service that I used to enjoy. I don't know what has happened to it. If I want to listen to my phone in my car in a 2004 Honda Civic, no aux cord, no Bluetooth, you just gotta put it in the holder and listen to your phone. That is, once you get up to highway speed, you're pretty... Oh, I love this song, But Spotify has gotten on my nerves. Like, it used to just be a music player, and like every other tech company, they just can't stop innovating, and it's like, come on, there's features that nobody wants or asked for continually added to Spotify. Most notably, a recent feature they added called AI DJ. Very, very strange part of this application. Basically, it's just your playlists, and every 2 or 3 songs, it's interrupted by an artificially intelligent generated DJ voice, okay? We've only got 5 DJs left at iHeartRadio, and if we keep taking their jobs, it's also weird too, like when you click on that, you find out that the future is bizarre. First time I clicked on AI DJ, it was like, what's up, Jordan? This is your AI DJ Xavier. I'm gonna be playing some of the hits that you liked from back in the day, some of the stuff that you're into now, and some stuff you didn't even know you were into. If I ever play some of the music that you don't like, just push that next button and we'll get something figured out for you. Weirdest part about that is that I've never met someone named Xavier or someone that talks like that who is remotely interested in talking to me. Let alone emphatically saying things like, oh, next we got Mac DeMarco, Black Moth, Super Rainbow, and a little bit of talking heads for that ass. No one has ever said that like that. It's pretty niche. Also, I lived in San Francisco for a long time, so I've heard engineers opine about the Spotify algorithm. Good God. Well, if you look at the Spotify algorithm, it's actually one of the most impressive algorithms that's actually ever been. When you stand back and you look at it, it's just mind-blowing. It's like, dude, I can see you're visibly erect. We are at it. And you are killing the vibe. Like, can we talk about, yeah. And I don't even think that the Spotify algorithm is good. And I say that because one time, 2 years ago, I clicked like on a Japanese rock song, and Spotify interpreted that as, oh, you mean you lived in Tokyo for 10 years and you fluently speak Japanese? Because it's all Japanese rock all the time now, Jordan. And once those algorithms think they've got you figured out, it's hard to undo them. Like, no, 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 no. And now the phone's like talking back to you like, oh, you got a problem with Japanese people, Jordan? Jesus. I'm just glad that it's not Pandora. I haven't had to listen to free Pandora in a long time. March 13th, 2020, I was dishonorably discharged from the service industry. And if you are listening to free Pandora, you are in a restaurant that is about to close forever. Because your boss doesn't know how to pay the bills right. $2 a month is all it takes to get the ads off Pandora. Pandora, on the free version, doesn't even have an algorithm. It is just a basic formula that all roads lead to Otis Redding sitting on the dock. You can start anywhere on free Pandora radio, Michael Jackson or Metallica, 90 minutes later, I left my home in Georgia, headed for the Frisco Bay. Like, that song is my Guantanamo Bay, okay? I did 15 years in shitty restaurants, all right? That song makes me want to jump in the old 04 Civic, drive over to the Golden Gate Bridge and jump off. All right, no, not a suicide room. You ever try to set the ambiance in a restaurant with free Pandora? Like, oh, here's your steak. And it's like, tired of ads? Well, fuck you. We're going to talk about car insurance for the next 90 seconds. In my spare time, I make analog collage art. If you don't know what that is, that means I take old magazines like Life and National Geographic, and I cut out disparate images and I rearrange them into funny little pictures that make me laugh. Because I cannot afford therapy. That is, it's pretty wild. The only thing that's got me hanging on is a pair of scissors. I'm fine. But with that said, anytime I need some space to myself, don't want to be bothered, I know no one will disturb me in the men's bathroom at Joann Fabrics and Crafts. I've never actually seen another human being in the men's bathroom at Joann Fabrics and Crafts. I am actively seeking sponsorship from Joann Fabrics and Crafts. No, you don't think so? Oh, well, we'll talk after the show. You don't know what Joann likes. Yeah, I've been there too. I live in the men's bathroom. We just covered it. I kind of look like a guy who lives in a men's bathroom.
We're coming up.
I am Portland sober this year. I'm Portland sober. Just mushrooms. Only mushrooms. I cut everything else out of my life, which is pretty wild because I used to do everything, and I thought I would have a big problem with cigarettes. I've been smoking cigarettes since I was 15, and the first time that I came to that obstacle, like, oh no, am I going to smoke a cigarette? I was at a concert in January where I was doing some mushrooms. And a friend of mine turned into a demon for a moment. He was like, want a cigarette? And I was like, ooh, you know. But I resisted. I did not smoke it. I did eat the whole pack. Okay. My tummy hurt. Bad show. I do miss partying. I know that because on a Friday night recently I was home alone and I shotgunned a kombucha. Just trying to feel something, you know. Gonna get this microbiome lit, or whatever. Gonna poop so good. I don't know. I have no clue what kombucha does, but it smells like shit. So I assume that it has to do with pooping. My assumption. I stopped watching so much TikTok just because I stopped smoking weed. I don't know if you guys have ever smoked weed and watched TikTok simultaneously, but that's what I like to call doing a shift. So when I start watching TikTok and smoking weed, the sun is here, and when I am done, it is in a wildly different place. All of our politicians have got a hard on for China right now. They're like, stop using TikTok because China's gonna get our data. China's gonna get our data, so stop using TikTok. It's like, what kind of data do you think TikTok is gonna get from my use. You know, they like look at it and be like, oh, I guess this guy watched somebody mow strangers' lawns for 8 hours. All right, not a threat. We're gonna go to the So stupid. I think that's how China's doing it, you know? They're just making us stupider with short-form content. Because if you're a dumb guy like me and you like dumb guy content, like, I get into conspiracy theory or a new age thinking kind of shit. If you got a weird idea that you don't want to share with your friends and family, just type it into that search bar on TikTok, and you will find 6 content creators that'll take you further down that rabbit hole than you ever thought possible, okay? It's just a fucking echo chamber app. Like, you dumb? Here we go! And then when I'm fucking learning all of this information and I'm all stoned and then I don't have my phone on me anymore, just running around like a free-range human, right? Then all that dumb guy shit is still popping around in my brain. I end up doing high guy shit, like brushing my teeth and taking a shower at the same time because I'm trying to double duty running late somewhere. And I'm just standing there with the water hitting me in the chest. I got the Sonic Care on, like, and then a British man's voice pops into the back of my head and it's like, did you know that if you change one of your habitual actions, you'll start creating new neural pathways? Oh yeah, neural pathways. In the morning when you're brushing your teeth, switch to your non-dominant hand and you'll immediately begin creating new neural pathways. Gosh, went wrong, you know. And then I switch it up and it's like... new neural pathways. And I got out of that shower believing that I was a smarter person. And that's how I know that China is winning. We're so fucked! I am on the road. I'm traveling for the next few weeks. I've got some gigs lined up here in the Bay, and I am poor. And I say that to let you know that I do have my art for sale upstairs on a table that's usually used for business. Okay, I set it out. A lot of people think I'm joking when I say this. I'm not kidding, all right? You're gonna walk out, and I'm gonna be sitting there, and I'm gonna be like, please buy my paper! And everybody's gonna see me like, oh, you weren't kidding. That always happens. But I encourage you to check it out. Most common compliment that I get about my art is better than I expected. So, you guys have been a great audience tonight. Give it up